Welcome back to Chrono Trigger. We're still kind of getting chests. Well, this one's not a sealed chest. It was just a chest I forgot to open. It has a shelter in it.
Hooray!
Shelters are great.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're back home. Hi, Mom.
That's not your mother.
Nope.
He's like, who?
It's just the same. It's just the same sprite.
I run this town. I'm so rich I don't know what to do with it all. Give it to me.
Oh yeah, this is one of the side quests you can do much later on. Or you can go do it right... Actually, I think you can go do this right now if you really wanted to.
I'll give you 10G if you act like a chicken. No.
No. Boring. I don't need your 10G. I've got like, what? How much? Once this is set, I have 71,000. I don't need 10 more.
Oh, no, man. You really need that 10G. Why don't you dance like a chicken?
What? Is your OCD making it have to be rounded up?
Yes.
Fuck.
Nah, it's fine.
Oh, that's right. And now we have all these males.
Yeah.
As I mentioned previously, depending on the color that you have, it absorbs. That particular element. So if you equip Chrono with the black male, he's gonna absorb shadow magic. So any shadow attack will heal him.
Yep.
If you had waited and opened them earlier, it would have only been a vest, and that only cuts that said element by 50%.
Yep.
Let's see. I think the only one that doesn't that's a little bit confusing is the ruby vest, because it doesn't technically absorb fire. No, I think it does. Does the ruby vest absorb fire?
No, I think it just makes you resistant to fire.
Okay. Because I know there's a ruby vest and then there's a red vest.
Yeah, I guess the red vest would probably be equivalent to the ruby vest, but you could just upgrade it to the red male if you waited.
Yeah. And this is one of the things where New Game Plus comes in handy, because if you want to get both versions of the armor, you have to play through the game a second or multiple times.
Yep.
And this is and I would say this game is unique for it being the first to actually do that, but ever since this game, every RPG ever seems to follow suit with that, with New Game Plus being an option.
Well, is there any actual RPGs that did this before Chrono Trigger? Because if not, then you could at least say this is the first.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is the first one I can think of that does this. And it obviously was a really cool mechanic, because pretty much every RPG ever past this game has New Game Plus as an option. And New Game Plus is amazing. Every RPG should have that, because why would you want to restart the whole game from level 1 again? That would make things boring.
Unless you're doing like a challenge run with the New Game Plus, where it's just like, oh, you only have certain things that are like carried over.
I mean, there's games that do that, like the Bravely series that gives you the option to turn experience off, so you can beat the whole game at level 1.
Good luck with that.
It's doable. They wouldn't have designed it that way if it wasn't.
Well, I guess. I haven't seen anything about that, though. Well, not that I ever looked, but...
Well, it's because there's skills in that game that literally break the game in half.
Now, here's the real challenging part. Turning off both experience points and job points.
Yeah, you could do that.
But
you can do that.
Yeah, but you'll never level up your jobs.
You'd never level up, period. You'd have to rely solely on...
money.
Armor.
And even then, you could turn off money if you wanted to.
Can you? I can't remember. No, I can't remember if you can or not.
I think you could.
No, yeah, you can. You can.
It gives you the option to do that, which is nice. But I mean, like, if you were like...
I don't know why you would do that.
I mean, I feel like those options are there because... If you tried, like, if you're just grinding just to get, like, your job points up, but then you're like, wait, I don't want to be, like, over-leveled, then you could just turn off experience, so like, alright, now I'm just leveling up my jobs.
No, that part I understand. I don't understand why I don't understand why you would willingly turn off money.
You're like, I have too much money, better turn this off.
You can never have too much money. Anyways, unfortunately, this I'm trying to remember exactly what. Oh, that's right. I'm backtracking around this place trying to find sealed chests. So I'm trying to remember where everything is.
Couldn't you also go to 2300 and open up all those like locked areas?
Yes. In fact, the game expects you to do that because as soon as you power up the pendant, they go, "Wait a sec, haven't we seen a door with that symbol on it before?" And it shows you that one dome back in 2300.
Yeah, I think that one's to progress the plot, but then there's all the other domes that have the same door, and then you could just get some items out of them, I think.
Yeah. But that's your hint as to the next thing you're supposed to do is go back to 2300 and open that door.
Do it.
You could, and you probably should, because it's going to make backtracking a whole lot easier if you do.
Especially if you get far enough.
For those of you that have played this game before, you know what I'm talking about. Because you get it really soon.
So, let's fight Specchio.
I probably should fight Specchio. I can't remember if I do or not. It's been a while since I recorded this part.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you do co-commentary, and we are only able to get time to commentate like once every 3 weeks.
Well, maybe like, with the way we've been going, it's like once or twice a week, but it's mostly because I'm busy with work.
Same.
And Breath of the Wild.
Same here.
And Breath of the Wild and Ni no Kuni. So just like...
Well, you're doing 2 LPs on your channel, plus playing... You're doing 2 LPs, one of which you're kind of doing semi-blind.
Well, no, it's completely blind. Because I have never played... Well, just a lot of people have not played Breath of the Wild just yet.
Well, I'm just, like... I don't know if you have, like, a separate file that you were doing before you decided to start recording it.
Nah, I just play it blindly. I'm like, well, figuring stuff up as we go along.
I mean, you were gonna have to do it anyway, so...
Yeah. I think the only...
Anyway, here's one...
The only things that aren't blind about it is just, like, things that I've heard and seen on Twitter and what you guys mentioned.
I mean, for the most part, everyone knows the basic plot of Breath of the Wild, so that alone is like, hey, have you ever played a Zelda game before? You know the plot.
Go beat Ganon. Go ahead and have fun.
And that, considering the game just says that to you in the first hour by going, hey, by the way, this is what happened, this is what you're supposed to do, go do it. Well, if you go do it right now, you're probably going to die.
Do it.
Anyway, by opening this, we get the gold stud, which is by far one of the best accessories in the entire game. Also a magic tab.
Isn't that the gold stud the one that drops your like MP usage by like 2/3 or something?
Yes.
God damn.
So if you're gonna have a dedicated mage attacker, give that to them ASAP.
Give it to Chrono when he has all his text and just watch him decimate everything.
Seriously. Or if you just want Marl or Frog to be a straight up healer, to be a straight up red mage, just do that.
Or if you want Luca to spam her strongest fire spells, go right a freaking head.
Seriously.
What's stopping you? It's like
we're going back through.
Like wait, you're serious?
Yeah, you guys suck.
Let me laugh even harder.
And I learned red pin. Huzzah!
What's red pin do? I can't remember.
I can't remember exactly either. I know it's a dual tech for Frog and Chrono though.
It sounds. Well, I've never really seen every single. No, wait, I have. I just can't remember this particular one.
Yeah, same here. There's a lot of dual techs that I don't really remember. Oh, you son of a bitch, Rat.
Hey, you got plenty.
But it's the principle of the thing. It's my tonic.
Well,
hey,
that's your second one.
Son of a bitch.
So
yeah, unfortunately, I do have to run through this. Normally, I would cut this, but fuck it. It really doesn't take that long.
I know, but
at least I'm gonna.
But this part could have been like 3 minutes shorter.
Oh, deal with it. At least it's not like that one episode of Dawn of the New World where I spent 7 of the 15, where I spent 7 of the 23 minutes backtracking through one dungeon because I didn't know where I was going. You remember that, don't you?
Somewhat. It's kind of hard to remember that game.
I can't remember if that was the part where Luigi started reading his Sonic comic or not.
Yeah, I can't really remember either.
Anyways, I apologize for the backtracking of this part, but I'd rather get all of the sealed chests and rooms out of the way now.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a point where this particular amount of backtracking is going to be a million times easier, but until we get something that allows us to backtrack faster, this is going to take a lot. This would take up more time if I had waited to do it later. So I'm just going to do it now and get it out of the way.
Right.
Logic knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But am I still hungry? Yep. Oh.
You'll never not be hungry.
God damn it.
Is there even a door like that in this one? I can't remember.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
just mentioned it right now. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what side of the dome it's on. Hey, Doan. Forgot about you.
Wait, isn't it like underneath? Like underneath, like in that one little area with all the monsters?
Probably. That's why I'm kind of like jumbling around trying to remember where everything is. Because if there's one thing about the future I don't really like, it's that a lot of the dungeons look the same.
Well, all the domes look the same, but I think that's kind of the point. It's like, oh, in the future, everything's pretty much exactly the goddamn same as everything else.
Well, it's all destroyed and stuff. It kind of reminds me of. It wouldn't surprise me if Toriyama's just like, oh right, I remember doing this in one game. This is the inspiration for the Goku Black arc. I mean, if you think about it, everything about the Goku Black arc may as well have been Chrono Trigger.
Why not? I mean, you're trying to change the bad future. That's one comparison.
The only major difference is that this doesn't have multiverse logic. It's just one continuous timeline.
And also that there's no freaking king of all. You know, Zeno.
No, but if you want multiverse in your Chrono Trigger, you play Chrono Cross.
Oh, jeez.
It's not nearly as confusing as Dragon Ball Z. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, sometimes the time travel in that doesn't make sense most of the time.
A lot of people have issues with the Goku Black arc because of time travel in general.
Pretty much time
though
travel's bullshit.
Well, it's not even... The thing is, they make it sound more complicated than it really is. And I blame that on the writing style. Just Toriyama doesn't know. The problem with the Goku Black arc is that Toriyama didn't know when to stop writing. He's like, hey, let's do this thing, and then let's add more to it. Like let's bring back the Mafuba. Cool. Then we can have stopped it right here. No, that would be boring. Let's make more shit happen.
More fights. More fusions.
It's like, Trunks can't be the one to kill him, Trunks can't be the one to stop it, because otherwise it's not Goku. So let's bring back fusion with the Potara earrings so Vegito can come back. But that involves it being Vegeta. Also, that involves having Vegeta have too much of the spotlight. So let's make the Potara earrings have a time limit now, so that we can drag this fight out even longer. And then in the end, let's have Trunks get the kill anyway.
No, it was like, let's have the fusion run out sooner because apparently they use too much freaking energy. Like,
well, that made sense. They did that. They had that with the regular fusion dance as well.
yeah.
Because Gotenks' time would run out faster because he was in Super Saiyan 3. So that was used before.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, beyond like the initial transformation, because like, weren't they able to fuse like straight into Super Saiyan 3 from the get-go?
They could, but they could only be fused to become Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, but then I remember when they did that, and then they got absorbed by Boo. Then like Boo managed to keep the transformation up for 30 minutes until Gotenks defused inside of him.
I think that was mostly because of Piccolo.
Eh.
I don't know. Again, it's confusing, but
It's just a limit for sake of
Goku Black
convenience.
arc, this is easy. This is much easier to figure out.
I don't know. I'd say it's a limit just for convenience sake. Of course, like, you want to have suspense in the story. And it's like, oh, if he can beat him in 30 minutes, why the hell was like, no, let's just make it so he's so powerful he only lasts 10. Oh crap, he's got to beat him quicker. Oh no, now it's 5 minutes.
15. No, but it's more just like, okay, and then we had like that whole mini section, like we had those whole those 2 episodes of Goku learning the Mafuba, and then that amounted to absolutely nothing.
No, he wasn't even the one that used the Mafuba. He had to learn. Trunks had to learn it through a freaking smartphone.
No, Goku learned the Mafuba.
Yeah, but then like
and then he taught it to Trunks because he realized, oh shit, Vegeta's not going to be able to hold off Black by himself long enough for me to use the Mafuba. So we have to fuse, and then while we're fighting against Black, Trunks can use the Mafuba to fuck him over.
To fuck over Zamasu.
And it worked. If Goku wasn't a fucking moron.
Actually, now that you mention it, I read the manga version of Dragon Ball Super, like the latest chapter, and like they got to that point where they were using the Mafuba. In the manga, Goku does use the Mafuba, and he even had like a seal, or at least what he thought was a seal, but it turns out it was like Master Roshi's half-off coupon for the cabaret. So.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, that's their excuse this time. He gave him the wrong piece of paper.
No, I think because I guess there was 2 pieces of paper and Goku just grabbed one and was like, well, I'm off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Goku just grabbed one thinking it was the demon seal, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and then Roshi's just like picked it up. He's like, oh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then Goku's like, oh. And then as soon as they were fusing into, or Goku Black and Zamasu were fusing, Goku was like, oh, we're fucked.
Yeah.
As soon as he's realized that,
because in the anime it's kind of stupid because I'm just gonna say it, Goku's a fucking idiot in the anime.
He's an idiot that's gonna destroy the multiverses.
No, he's even dumber than before. He's even dumber than he was in the original Dragon Ball. There's a difference between being absent-minded and being straight up dumb.
Yeah, he's older. He really does not have the excuse to be this ignorant of the sort of shit he's pulling off.
I can give forgetting the demon seal. I can forgive that because he's more like, man, we gotta go stop Black now. It's like, oops, I forgot a pivotal thing. Shit. And that's understandable. It's this arc where it's just like, what the fuck?
He's really, like, single-minded, but that's really...
We need clarity here, because all we're seeing right now is Goku wants everyone to die.
Pretty much.
Simply because... It's not that Goku wants everyone to die, it's that he doesn't care if everyone dies. He just wants to beat people up. Oh, by the way, we should stop, because this is probably my favorite part of the whole fucking game.
Yep.
Anyway, this is the door we were supposed to open. And now we're getting backstory on Lavos, and so Lavos is a time-traveling parasite that came to this planet millions of years ago and dug himself under the earth. So when he came to this planet in 65 million BC, he just kind of stayed underground, and during the 64.5 million years he was underground, he was just kind of destroying the world, because in order to power himself up, he just has to eat everything around him.
He has to consume the energy of the world, pretty much.
Yep. So Lavos is just a giant space parasite, and as long as he's in the planet, he's killing it. That's why we have to stop him.
Oh, right. Here's where we get the one thing. Oh, I forgot about this. This is how we get it.
Yep.
For some reason, I was thinking, wait, isn't there just like a time gate here that leads back to 12,000? Like, oh, right, no, it's this.
No, we're getting our airship. We're getting our airship/time machine.
Well, I think right now it's technically just a time machine, strictly.
We're getting our DeLorean, damn it!
It's like an immobile DeLorean. I think it doesn't have like a flying mechanic just yet.
No, it doesn't have any wings.
Ironically, even though it's called the Wings of Time.
The Wings of Time don't have the wings yet. Probably because Balthazar died before he could finish it. So if that's the case, how are we supposed to fix it?
Oh dang, he's got the interior ready.
I love this airship. Oh, there's Balthazar. I thought you were dead. Well, that's convenient.
Yep. He's like, I'm gonna teach you how to transcend time. You're about to see some serious shit.
And this baby hits 88 miles per hour. Oh wait, wrong media. God, I love those movies. And I would play Back to the Future, but copyrights.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that.
If this was like 6 years ago, the first time I did it, I probably could have gotten away with it.
Why not do a kazooed version of it?
I would still get a copyright claim of it. You know how the copyright laws are. Anyway, this is the epoch or epic, however you want to pronounce it. No, it can't be epic. It's spelled with an O. So it's epoch.
Well, some people pretty much pronounce it the same way, or epoch, or whatever the hell. It's all based on whatever you feel like.
It's Latin, so whatever. You can name it anything you want. You could have named it DeLorean if you wanted to. But before we do that, there's something that the game doesn't really explain. When you go back out through this door, you can get another tab. So, unless you want to come back here later or completely forget, may as well go out and do it now.
I like how the door closes behind you again. It's like, oh, you're leaving now. Okay.
He's like, where's the pendant? It's on the other side. Damn it!
Oh,
Balthazar! Balthazar!
That'd be a horrible thing.
He's like, well, game's over. We locked the pendant on the other side.
Mumble, mumble. Okay.
Here's bait. God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
So this is our time machine. As you can see, we are here in the future.
Let's go to the apocalypse. No.
If you go to 1999, you can go fight Lavos.
And you will die.
Probably, unless you're doing New Game Plus. But we need to go back to this. We need to go back to the Dark Ages because we have some unfinished business with Zeal, that bitch.
Or we can hunt for more stuff.
I mean, you could, which is why I'm going to the present right now. The only problem is, since the time machine is not fixed quite yet.
Or rather, like it could take you into the whatever time you want.
You'll see in a sec. First, let's watch this amazing anime cutscene of exactly what we just did.
Chrono's like, I instantly know how to use this. What the fuck is technology? I don't care. I'm gonna push all the buttons.
Just flip switches. My best friend built a robot. I think I know how to fly a time machine.
I wish we could fly this.
This is a fucking lie, by the way.
I know!
Because that's not how the epoch works without wings.
It'll take you somewhere, but it's not really flying.
Just make sure you don't, put your hand outside the dome, otherwise your hand is going to age rapidly and probably dissolve. It's going to be like fighting Baragon. You don't want that.
And
Speaking of Baragon, considering how OP Aizen is, Baragon should have been able to just fucking decimate him. His ability is just to kill you, is just to make you freaking die faster. Everything he touches ages to the point of death.
Yeah.
He should have been able to murder Aizen in 2 seconds.
Isn't Aizen immortal?
This was before he became immortal.
Oh, alright.
He became immortal after he absorbed the Hogyoku into himself.
Oh, so this was before that.
Yeah, like when he was taking over Las Noches, couldn't Baragon have just been like, yeah, no, and just grabbed onto him and had him die? Anyway, now that we finally came back here, talk to Tabin, you can get a free in, and if you haven't gotten, you can get more Tabin stuff, like the suit that I got there that I didn't put on for some reason. There we go, Tabin suit. Plus 3 speed and guards and fire guard up. So yeah, you definitely want to equip that. For the most part, Luca's best equipment is the Tabin equipment.
For now.
And that's not really saying much because unfortunately Luca's always going to be the weakest out of everybody.
In terms of defense, yeah, it's just horrible.
She's got the lowest defense. She's also the slowest character in the game.
That's just to offset the fact that she could really do a lot of damage.
Yeah, but it's just kind of unfortunate that out of everyone, Luca's. If you're gonna dump anybody, it's probably gonna be her, unfortunately.
Yeah, because more often than not, I think the enemies could at least attack you two or three times before Luca could even get off one attack.
She's basically like, well, yeah, the best way I can explain it, she's kind of like Jeff in Earthbound, except
Magical.
not, except she has magic.
Yeah,
She doesn't have bottle rockets.
yeah. Jeff, he only had he has no MP, so or what is it? Or what's it called? PP.
It's psychic, yeah. But it doesn't matter because he has bombs and bottle rockets and shit. He can still do more damage than everybody in the game because bottle rockets do like 2,000 damage.
Get him a multi-bottle rocket. Oh boy.
But oh yeah, and by the way, that gate is sealed off for the rest of the game.
Yeah, we don't
But
need
it doesn't
it.
But it doesn't matter anymore because we have the time machine.
Now we can go at any time, whenever the hell we feel like.
Unfortunately, we do have to kind of just ditch it wherever we park because it doesn't have wings right now.
It's nice that it could take us whenever we want, but we can't really move at all with it.
Which is why, for now, I'm just going to progress plot, and we're just going to go back to 1200 BC, 12,000 BC here and kick Zeal's ass for being a bitch. And forcing Scala to, send us back in time. We can't really have Zeal take over the future, even though we can't. I mean, technically, we're not really supposed to be here because this is 2,000 years in the future, and we should probably be dead by now. But fuck it. Well, it's 200 years, but still. Speaking of Earthbound, we are the Earthbound ones.
Of course.
Now that we've actually been to the kingdom, they're called that because these are the people that got kicked out of the kingdom of Zeal, so they're not up in the floating islands.
Right.
So anyone that defies Queen Zeal just kind of gets kicked down here into the Ice Age and freezes to death.
And all the good weapons. Jesus.
Damn right, but I have so few gold right now.
It's because you're wasting it all on weapons.
Well, even before I started buying anything, I only had like 2,200 gold.
No, you had like 70-something, almost 80-something gold, and you just wasted it all on the weapons.
How is it a waste if they're like if the weapons add 20 to my attack? or in Marl's case 4.
Actually, I think they only give like about 10 or 20 attack.
It's worth it, especially when you're going through the next dungeon.
Yeah, yeah, that is technically stronger than the Masamune.
Yeah. I will say this, though. Do not sell the Masamune.
I don't even think you can.
Maybe you can't, but if you can, don't. Also, don't sell any of the vests, either.
It's in your best interest not to.
Although I think I just did, didn't I?
Well, I think you sold the
no,
ruby vests.
Yeah. I mean the vests that you get from the sealed chests.
The males.
Males, yeah.
Sell the Mega Elixir.
Well, I mean, I could sell the Mega Elixir and get a bunch of money, but fuck it.
Hyper Ether.
I've got enough money now. The problem is the flash mail is really fucking expensive.
Jesus.
8,500 gold. Jesus
I
Christ.
think, yeah, and plus it only helps, or is it? Oh, yeah, I think it helps all of them, huh?
Yeah. So I apologize for this, but it's more just, I just want to get this out of the way. This is the end of the part anyway, so I figured may as well just show what I bought and am equipping stuff. Technically, the armor that you get defense-wise is better than the cabin equipment, but the extra stat boosts that it gives her is worth keeping. Until we actually do find better armor than that.
Right.
So for now, I would say keep all of the cabin equipment on Luca, unless you're not using her or you don't care. But the males are going to be essential for the other Specchio fights. You basically need them if you're going to survive those fights.
Especially since they absorb.
Yeah. It's mainly because that's all Specchio does is spam magic, so if you can absorb it... The only problem is... There's 4 spell types, and only 3 characters on your team at a time, so he's gonna hit you with something.
Yep. Not to mention, there's only one of each male, unless you're doing New Game Plus.
Yeah.
But by that point, it's like, why even bother like trying to go through like 3 New Game Pluses just to like be able to like tank all of Specchio's hits, some of them anyway.
Just to screw with him.
To prove a point.
Payback for being an asshole.
It's like, this is for 3 playthroughs of hell, you bastard.
Well, I mean... Once you get to level 99 and you get to his ultimate form, he's just going to spam all the best spells in the game, so... You pretty much have to have the males at that point, otherwise you're just dead.
Unless you want to be really ballsy about it.
You want to get nuked by goddamn dark matter?
Maybe I do.
It's already bad enough when you fought Magus.
Yeah, because at least with Magus, like, he kind of gives you, like, some, like, leeway where it's like, oh, I'm going to drop my defense to cast this, and then you could just, like, beat the crap out of him.
Even if you're not, even if you know it's coming, he can still one-shot you with that if you're too low a level.
Yep.
And I think once Specchio gets to his ultimate form, he has, like, max stats.
Max magic.
So his magic is going to be, like... Yeah, any spell he uses on you is going to do, like, 3,000 damage. Anyway, now that we're back here, we have to go... we kind of have to go back and tell Zeal to cut that shit out.
She won't.
I mean... Considering the game's kind of making her be the main villain right now, it's not going to be an easy thing to do, but we got to do something.
Yeah, she's still not going to. It's like, hey, quit. It's like, come on. No. Please. No, I'll be your friend. No. Oh, you're mean.